Oh, cool. Got a light at the top.
You can leave it, it's really deep.
Radio check 1 2, radio check 1 2, 1 2.
Hey, RCT. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night. Today we are going to take a look at the TIDRADIO. I think that's how you say it. I haven't heard anyone else say that name, so I'm just going to pronounce it as I think it should be. Hopefully this is bright enough for you. Like I said before, I was able to get the LED lights back on my desk, so that's pretty cool to get that the environment back. So this is the TIDRADIO. I think it's the H3. I've been seeing this go around a few comms pages and comms channels, and I thought I would jump on the boat and get me one of these. Like I've said before, I'm a fan of Motorola, but every so often I'll see a radio that I think would be quite interesting or be useful to my comms preparation or my comms army. So let's just unbox this. I know some of you don't like unboxing videos, but again, this is my channel where you're going to unbox the radio. All right, let's go through this. Looks like you get your manual right away, your TDH3 ham radio. Okay, so it's classified as a ham radio. That's good to know. We have our TIDRADIO customer support. Can you see that? If you decide to get your own, this is where you can reach out to them for the support. Sounds like it might be local, so that's actually kind of nice to get, support. And here's actually a website, so that's actually pretty cool that you can actually just go to that website for the software. Software for these radios are actually very nice. You can customize at least the alpha tag instead of just displaying the frequency, just like a few other radios. You have to have a software in order to program the frequency and the channel and the alpha tag. So, all right, moving on. Let's pull up the radio. Right off the bat, this is it seems very very durable, very heavy, and I kind of like that. Not a fan of very light, cheap feeling radios, but this one seems to be very very heavy, so that's kind of nice. If you put on your belt clip, you're not going to wonder if it's still there because it's just so light. Alright, let's get this out of here. Let's attach this. Let's see. Okay, put your connector there. Looks like you have a light on top. Put that on. Very nice.
Welcome.
Very nice. Very nice display. One of those new black backlights. You have your channel, your frequency. It looks like you have your dual frequency monitor. Okay, very nice. Let's see what else we get. Looks like you get a USB-C. I don't like to open these because I like to save these if I ever need to replace it. So USB-C, and then the dock or the port. That means, oh, very cool. You can charge it with USB-C. Awesome. See, and I just made a video about how these radios are coming out with the convenience of being able to charge your radio in the field, which is very convenient because you can actually take this on the go and not be afraid to use it and be able to charge it on the road or in your hotel room, in your car, the airport with your backup battery. So that's actually very cool to have that. Very nice. I do like that. And it looks like a light does turn on when you plug that in, so it can tell you it's charging. Very nice. 2,500 milliamps. Okay, not bad. That's a good day's worth of usage. Cell phones, at least my Samsung is at 3,000 milliamps, and that lasts me more, a good day if you're using it throughout the day. So that's very cool. Okay, put that back on. What else do we have here? Obviously, your hand lanyard. I'm not really a fan of that wrist lanyard, and your belt clip. I do like the fact that these do come with the belt clips on the battery. Well, I'm more of a fan if it's on the radio, but on the battery, it's not bad because you can actually swap out the entire thing instead of having to change that. So, and I do like that it's screwed on there, so it's not a plastic insert as you've seen some of the other radios have that. So, it makes it a little bit more durable. It looks like the clip is metal. Yep, it's metal, so that's good. This is plastic, but this is metal, so that's going to hold a little nicer. Very nice, very nice. Let's take a look at the radio one more time. Just kind of explore, see what it offers. It does say multi-band amateur transceiver. So multi-band, it can probably mean, I don't think this is an HF, but it can probably be, let's take a look. Let's see.
199.
Okay, so obviously you can program 199 channels.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
Okay,
8, 9.
so it gives you the display up here, probably for the main that you're on.
Channel mode.
So channel mode, frequency mode.
Channel mode. Frequency mode.
Okay, so you can change that. It's not bad. It's pretty cool. Channel mode. So it's a bunch of pre-programmed frequencies. Okay, so your UHF, and I see VHF down here. Here's your A and B. Very nice. And swap those around. Back to your channel mode. Okay. 6.2. I don't like the channel announcement. We'll probably turn that off later. Bandwidth. Okay. Wide and narrow. Okay. Nice. DTMF. You got your power here. High and low. Squelch is always nice to have that hand. How do you do that? Come on. Okay, I'll mess with that later. So that's pretty much it right there. How do we exit? Oh, cool. Got a light at the top. I like the little beeps it has. That's kind of nice. A little different. Let's see. Oh, you know what? That's actually pretty cool. All right, hold on. Let me see. Can you see this? You can see this. All right, so looks like it has dual PTT here. I don't know what this is for. That's a light. Okay, figure that out. This is cool. So this bottom one right here, that is actually really cool. It actually transmits the bottom, and then the top PTT, the top push to talk, transmits the top. Whoa, that's actually pretty cool. Okay, that's different from most radios I've seen that has a dual monitoring. Baofeng TalkPod, you can monitor two different frequencies or two different bands, but you have to hit that A and B to talk on that other one. This one looks like it allows you to use both. That's actually really cool. Sweet. Okay, awesome. So that's kind of nice to see that it has that opportunity. All right, we'll have to play with it a little bit more later. But it does seem to have quite a few options and menus here. You can already see Vox FM. That's really nice to be able to have these features with a push of a button, if anything. All right, sounds pretty cool. Let me see if I can talk. Let me get another radio because I want to see what it sounds like. Is this in the shot still? Yeah. I want to see what it sounds like. Maybe I'll put it on FRS or GMRS. It is a ham radio, so I think you're limited to what you can use on here. But for testing, let's just see what it sounds like coming from the radio. Let's see, frequency scanning, channel scanning. I don't know if you can see that. If you ever decide to skip these, I recommend you don't. These actually do help you understand the way they design the radio. Let's see here. What is the transmitting power? 5 watts. So 5 watts and less. Okay. Oh, here's the frequency bands. Frequency range 50, 76, 76, 108, 108, 136. And that's only receiving because it says RX right there. It's just receiving. And then TX, RX is transmitting and receiving on 136, 174, 174, 350, 350. That's actually pretty cool. You have all these other bands you can actually transmit on. Although it's a ham radio with certain specifications and power, you could potentially listen to more than just ham bands. So that's actually kind of nice being able to hear that. Very awesome. All right, let me get another radio and let me see what it sounds like, at least from this radio. All right, stand by. All right, team. Here we are. We are on a FRS just to receive and see what it sounds like. 4625625 is FRS channel 1. So let's see what it sounds like. I'm actually going to hold the microphone closer to the radio.
Check 1 2, check.
Not bad.
Check 1 2, radio check 1 2.
All right, very nice. Very nice. Actually, I think as a ham radio, this would generally be locked just to ham bands. So let's see what happens when we try to transmit on this.
Cancel.
Okay. So actually just
Cancel.
doesn't
Cancel.
let you transmit on that. So that's pretty safe. It blocks out any other frequencies
Cancel.
that you're not supposed to be using. Very cool. All right. I think that's really it for now. I think, if anything, the next thing is going to be a field test. Pretty cool. Here's another USB-C, probably to program, and then your microphone goes here. I'll have to check to see what the waterproof rating is. Sometimes it has it in here. I'm surprised it's not, I guess, advertised a little bit more, because IP rating is very important for some of us that take these radios out in the field. If you know what I mean by the IP rating, that is how much your radio can block out dust or block out water, if anything, not water resistant but waterproof. But let's see if we can find it in here. I don't want to go through this whole thing, but we'll have to find out what it is, and then I'll let you know. Because again, if we're going to be taking this out in the field, I want to know if I can drop it in the dust by accident, or if I should just put in a little Ziploc bag so it doesn't get dusty or water on it. So we'll read through this and I'll get back to you. So anyways, let me know what you think about this, if you have one, and how you think, how you like it. I'm actually really excited to take this out in the field and see what it sounds like and how well it does. I really want to take a look at the CPS and start programming channels and frequencies and repeaters around the valley. Here in Mesa, we do have quite a few. Here, it's a give or take when it comes to repeaters. Sometimes you may be able to hit the repeater on one day, and the next day it'll be difficult to hit that repeater. We do have a lot of monsoons. We do have a lot of weather influence conditions. My last video, I think someone tried to say that weather has nothing to do with transmitting. I think that's not true. That's not the case. Again, I've had several in the valley tell me that one day they can hit a repeater from Santan to White Mountains, or White Tank, sorry, and the next day they can't. So again, it just really depends on the condition of the day. Whether it's a UHF or HF or VHF, it all does have to do with the atmosphere. Obviously, storms or monsoons causes or could cause more obstruction for wavelengths. But anyways, I'll maybe that should be a next video of how we can test that in the field to see how well that does. So, all right, let me get back to you. Let me get down to the CPS. Maybe what I'll do is I'll look at the CPS, download it and see what it looks like, and then I can start also maybe doing a how to program this. I'm sure it's fairly simple with frequencies and tones and offsets, but maybe I'll get back to you and show you what that CPS looks like. So, all right, team, that's all I have. Thanks for joining and tuning in and watching. I appreciate all the comments and the feedbacks. Again, I'm not entirely an expert on all of these radios. I'm just here to provide my feedback and my opinions and my experience with these. So feel free to join me in the adventure on learning these and seeing what more we can do with these radios. So let's see. Let's do our outro. Let's do this one. I guess we'll stay on this one here. Put the microphone a little closer.
Team up. Check, check. Check 1, 2. All right, team.
Why is this still so loud? That's good. It's loud.
Check, check. All right, team. Thanks for joining. See you in the next video. Radio check over now.
Hold on. I just actually messed around with the CPS and was actually able to download it fairly quickly and easy. That way we don't waste time on another video. Just wanted to show you quickly here. I found a few, what do you call those, flyers or pamphlets for the radio. Hopefully you can see. Just kind of going through it quickly. It says Type C programming inside port, innovation at first radio. And actually it did work. One thing I did notice you got to make sure you do is hook up the radio directly to your laptop. You can't have a sub port. I was actually trying to hook it up to this, and then the radio didn't work. But it's very impressed that this is actually probably one of the first radios I've ever came across. You can actually program this with the USB-C instead of the traditional programming cable specifically for a radio. As you know, every radio needs a specific cable to program with the driver, and this one actually just connected directly from the radio to the laptop. So I don't know if you can see it on this side. I'll bring it over to you on this side. I actually just went to their website. I created an account here, and you can go down here to software and go down and select your radio that you have. They have all types of radios here for you to download the CPS, the TIDRADIO, the Valfang, and a few others. So you go here, select the one that you need, H3 ham, down here, and you just download it, and it just downloads directly to your laptop. And then you can just install it. You can see it on this one. And then once you install it, you hook up your USB-C, and check this out. It's as simple as reading it, and it's already reading it. Just like that. Read finished. And one thing I do want to point out about these, the CPS for this one, I hope you can see it on the screen. The nicer thing about the CPS for the specific radio, and this one specifically, TIDRADIO, lets you configure a lot more in here than Chirp. If you're familiar with Chirp, I'm sure you can program with Chirp, but Chirp is really limited to what it allows you to program. So in here, you can do the receiving, the transmitting, your quiet tones, your transmitting power, wide, narrow, busy lockout, scan. Your name is also your alpha tag. There's your PTTID, scramble on and off. This is actually very unique that you can actually set this up just on the CPS versus having to program it directly to the radio. So that's actually really nice. But again, still pretty amazed that you can actually program the radio with the USB-C. That's just insane. If you can see that, I don't know if you can see that. Come on, focus. Yeah. So it already has it in there. It has another USB-C for your battery, obviously at the bottom. And you can even program that or charge it from the bottom. So um, I think there's also something I saw here. Let me move this back over here. You can actually go to the OD Master home. I think they might send this to you via email, if anything. You create an account here, and you can actually program directly Bluetooth. It's something, again, very unique that you can actually program directly from an app. In fact, I'm using a phone, so I can't even show you. I'll have to download it on another phone and show you. But you download the software, the app, and then you attach the Bluetooth adapter to the radio on the side, and you can actually set this up on the website, and it'll send it to your mobile app, and then from your mobile app to this, you can actually program, or you can just program directly from the app on your phone. So actually very unique. So all right, so I won't make this too much longer. I think we might be 20 minutes into this, but I just wanted to review um, the impression that this radio gave me. Again, the dual PTT is actually very unique. Probably first of its kind. I'm not really sure if there's been other radios that way. I'm sure there has been, but this is probably the first one that I've come across. The navigation of the menu, earlier I wasn't even sure what I was doing, but actually you just push this and it actually takes you right here to the menu. So it doesn't take away your whole screen. It actually just takes you to the menu here, and you can actually just start hitting the numbers, and it'll take you to the options that you need. So, or you can just up and down 10, 11, 12. So a lot of options for you to review in here. And then of course, I already said the flashlight's pretty unique. It's very bright actually. I've had a few flashlights on another radio that's not as bright as this one. And, I used to complain about I don't need a flashlight because I'm already carrying one. In fact, why not just have an extra source of flashlight on you, which could be just your radio. If you already have your radio and you have a flashlight, that gives it a plus. So, um, trying to see what else I can really talk about without diving too deep into this. Obviously, the screen is really nice. It's really bright. You can adjust it as well. You can actually change the backlight like any other radio. I don't want to start comparing this radio to others just yet. In my experience so far, just messing with this radio in a few minutes, I can tell that this radio, there's so much that you need to learn and understand that makes it very beneficial. Again, it's got a scramble. Not many of these, you know, affordable radios have scramble. And I did see that it has a scramble in here, so that's actually pretty unique and pretty cool. Again, I'm not going to start comparing, but there's other radios that are affordable as well that don't come with those options, don't come with those features, and this does. So just keep that in mind. If you want something a little bit more that is customizable with a little bit more features, so far I'm kind of liking the fact that this already has it all in one, and the fact that you can program it on your CPS online. And this is very simple. I mean, now that you have these USB-C programming capabilities, I think this might take me out of business. So, which is okay. That's fine. If you can program your own radio, that's even better. It's best for you to understand how it works and operates. So, but if you have any questions, feel free to reach out. I'm gonna try to study this and learn a little bit more about this. And like I said, there's a lot in here that you can actually do and set up for your convenience. So, if you do happen to get one of these, take your time and read the manual. There's a lot in here that really helps understand what it's doing, what it means. For example, just looking at this, uh, menu 42 displays a software version of it. Not that you would need to know, but of course you would need to know if you're going to update firmware, if you're going to download the CPS. So this comes with a lot more information than most radios do as well, as far as troubleshooting. So, all right, let's cut the video short. I just wanted to show you how easy the CPS was, how easy this was, and the fact that I think I saw a few other things here. Hopefully, you can still see that. Uh, 8-band, Type C charging. We already know that 8-band receiving. Other radios do claim that, and I'm not sure how easy it is to get those. Again, there was another radio that I had that was a multi-band, and same thing, and I was just never really able to figure it out. But this is a claim, and you can probably YouTube and Google how to get the 8 bands. If it's unlocked, it'll be easier for you to get those bands. Dual PTT, again, that's actually very unique, first of its kind. 3 modes, ham, GMRS, and normal. Normal probably is the unlocked. Ham is for those that just want to operate ham or GMRS. If you have both licensed, I think you can get the normal and you can operate ham and GMRS depending on the radio, what is it called, part. Um, Wireless frequency copy. Again, if you have two radios and you just want to copy the frequencies, I think that's a very unique way to clone. Essentially, is probably what it's saying. DTMF remote lock-in, DTMF call. Actually, I was reading the book and I saw that you can actually. Oh, sorry. You can actually disable another one of these radios if you have. Let's just say you have 3 of them, and the third one got lost, or you don't know where you left it, or someone's using it. You can actually remote kill switch that other radio. Again, I do appreciate that these um, companies, Tide Radio has done a good job to add those features to it. Again, you can actually do a lot more for this with this if you want to get away from FRS, if you want to get away from Walmart, Target radios, and this would be an actually good radio if you can use ham, GMRS, or any other band that you're licensed to with all these features in it. It sounds like this has a lot of features that business radios, Kenwood or Motorola may have. So that's kind of nice that they're actually starting to put these in these radios. So, like I said, I don't want to keep going around in circles and say that this is probably now one of my top multi-band accessible radios, because a few other brands that I have can't do what this radio can do so far. And of course, firmware update. 5 watts, 2500 milliamps. It says about 48 hours, but if you're using it throughout the day, it'll last you a good day. Otherwise, I think standby is about 2 days or so. The screen, 1.44 inches, colorful. Yes, thank you for doing that. It's really nice. And the weight, again, I'm not going to complain about the weight. It is a little heavier than the other brands or radios that I have. I do like that it's heavy. I don't like a too light, cheap feeling radio. This one essentially is a little heavier, feels nicer. You're not going to forget it's in your pocket or your belt clip. So that's kind of nice to have something a little bit more heavier than just cheap and light. 8-band receiving again, 2-band transmitting. 2-band is probably your UHF, VHF. Here's your AM, FM. Right here again, when we talked about on the manual, says RX, RX, RX is just receiving only. RX, TX, transmitting and receiving. 470, 600 megahertz, receiving only. Receiving and transmitting. Receiving. So probably a few other bands that you can actually just listen to, including air traffic, marine probably. So it's nice to have that where you can actually just take this with you everywhere and kind of listen to those. What else does it have? Oh, here's that thing I was talking about where you can actually program. So this is advanced programming method, Bluetooth programming, app and web. Type C port programming CPS chirp. So again, this is their CPS, and I'm sure you can hook this up through chirp. We'll try to do that. Kenwood port programming CPS and chirp. I don't know what that is. Maybe it's a specific cable. Let's see. Oh, H3 and H8 radios have built-in Bluetooth chip. No need to access additional programmer. Wait, what? Okay, I'm gonna have to look into that more. H3 is the first radio that can surely be programmed with it. Yeah, okay, we figured that out. This is interesting. H3 and H8 radios have built-in Bluetooth chip. No need to access. But we're gonna have to look into this more. That's very unique. So I'll take some time and look into that. One key frequency match. I did see in here, which is actually really unique, and I'll make another video of this later. You can actually scan CTCSS and DCH when a radio or another radio is transmitting. You can actually scan to find the DCS and CTCSS, which is cool because it's kind of like having a scanner, but now this is your scanner at the same time. Obviously, it's not going to do P25 DMR, but you can actually scan not just the frequencies, but you can also scan the tones. Very awesome, very unique. Let's see, wireless radio replication. Okay. See right here. Here's the stun, kill, and revive. So you can actually kill one of the radios. I don't know if I'm allowed to say that on YouTube. But you can actually disable one of the radios and reactivate it just right over the keypad here. So, and then what was the other one I was looking at? Oh, here's the other flyer that I found. It's talking about their H3 versus a few other radios. Bluetooth programming, yeah, it's pretty cool. And if this really does have Bluetooth in it, even a better plus. I'll probably make this my EDC radio from now on if it if I figure out how to do that. Type C programming, yes, it's pretty cool. So now I can take my laptop and just any C cable and program it. So that's very cool as well. I mean, you can do that with a few other radios, but you need that specific cable. In this case, this one, if you lose the one that it came with, I'm pretty sure you can get another cable and hook it up and it can program. So that's very unique. And again, TIDRADIO, you're gonna put me out of programming business, but that's okay. Straw hat lamp. I don't know what the straw hat lamp means, but I think it's that light, which again, not bad to have. The battery, 2500 milliamps. Maybe I'll do a comparison with other radios to see what the other radios are. Actually, you know what? I have one here. I don't want to put it on the video just yet. Come on, focus. It says 1500 milliamps. So they're right that these other radios, the batteries are a little bit less than this one. So that's okay. I agree with that. Dual PTT, yes. Single PTT. Dimensions. The screen is, I would say it might be similar, if not a little bigger than a few other brands. I do know that there's one that we commonly know. The brand is actually just what is it? An LCD with the little pixels, and this is obviously an LED. I would have to look into that. AM aviation frequency reception. So again, I just in the menu. Just in the menu here, I was actually able to find that. You actually have to enable it to receive it, which I don't know why. See right here, it says scan band all. Focus. There you go. And there's a few others that I saw in here that you have to enable. See the AM band off on. There's scramble. Mic gain is pretty cool. You can change your power up message. Let's see, version. So, quite a few options in here that you can choose from. Frequency meter mode, wireless radio replication, fast per one channel, frog called tail song sound. I don't know what that is. I'll have to look into that. Maybe the Roger beep scrambling. Okay, I did see the scrambling in here. I'm not going to go through everything, I promise, but I did see a scramble in here somewhere. It was, and again, we understand it's a scramble, not a encryption, but it's better to have this on so no one hears what you're saying in case you, want to speak a little bit more freely, and not so afraid someone's gonna, jot down all your information, your location, your name, and so forth. And then, of course, Noah. Noah. I don't think there's too many radios that have that. It used to be a very common thing where you can listen to the weather channel, but I've seen a few radios that don't have it, especially if it doesn't have VHF. You're not going to hear the weather. If you're a prepper or an off-roader or a camper or overlander, having that Noah with you is actually a really good idea. I've I've come across a lot of situations when I'm off-roading or out and about, just kind of recording content, and I fail to check the weather, and I can't check the weather, and I have to rely on my phone. And if there's no service, I can't. And so having that know is actually not a bad idea. I used to not care about the weather, but now that yeah, I'm shooting content, and I just don't want to waste my time going somewhere that's not going to be useful. As you see on my last video, the off-roading, what's the better band? I I went in when it was raining, which I didn't think was going to be a problem with the rain, but it was just the wind that was a problem. So obviously, if you listen to the weather station, it's going to tell you the wind speed. So all right, I think that's all I have, team. Um, Feel free to reach out if you have any questions. We're going to continue to dissect this, and we're going to field test it very shortly, very soon. Again, so far, pretty awesome radio. I like the design. I like how it's, I'm a fan of big radios, as I've said before, but having something a little bit more smaller with a good amount of punch in it, I think that's kind of nice. The antenna is a little bit longer than most, ham radios or DMRS radios you get. This design actually reminds me of another radio that I'll do a comparison to in a little while, but very very nice to have something that feels durable, nice in your pocket. And again, if you want to go maybe perhaps with this stubby antenna and take it to Disneyland or Knott's Berry Farm, you're actually going to have that power in this with all the features and functions and you know availability with this radio. So plus, I mean, you can actually clock someone with this if you really wanted to. So all right, team, that's all I have. Go ahead, let's go back and resume our outro, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks again.